then you can turn right up here.
See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Might break your neck a little bit.
The turning thing in transits is getting some used to. What I was always told, rule of thumb, is like if you're trying to turn around something and you can see it in this window, you can turn as sharp as you want and you won't touch it, provided you're far enough away from it. And then you go straight through this stop sign.
I don't think I'll go straight through it.
Well, it's a suggestion. If you want to stop. And this is, that stop sign's kind of on a curve, so you're going to want to go left.
And I'm making a right. I'm not making left or right.
You're going to go around the curve after you stop.
Oh, I see. Going straight, but it's just that way.
Yeah. Cody's gonna be so mad. I keep telling him, I was like, everybody is gonna have driven this bus before you get here.
Well, I asked him when he was planning on coming. You said you didn't know with COVID, so.
Make a right at the street up here. Not the dirt one, but the... Take my bus down a dirt road. This is a business park, and I assume factories have already done shift change, so there's probably nobody around. You do be bouncing on that pedal.
You know what? No, I don't know why, but I like that. Like especially with my engine and 44, 34. I just like the way it sounds when the gas pedal's pumped. I've always liked that. So I guess it just adds to
it. Then you have to go left up here because it's a dead end. Another left at this stop sign. Gonna make you pull out in traffic. See, you'll be whipping this in no time.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't take long to get to that point.
Yeah.
My problem is I drive a different vehicle 8 hours every day.
Right.
Then when I drive this, I'm like, oh, it's so weird, and I'm not sure of myself. Then by the time I get sure of myself, it's 6 days before I drive it again. I do miss driving front engines because they whip way better than rear engines.
Oh.
My bus driver, she always used to crack me up. She's like, this job is no fun if you can't get close to things. We'd be like inches away from trash cans and mailboxes. She's like, I'm like, okay.
See, our drivers would say that and then they did.
And then one of the first times Cody was here, I took him to the Coaling Garage when I still worked there, and we drove the 07 and the 09 FE. And I'm whipping around the parking lot, and he's sitting here, he's like, you just like to get close to shit. I'm like, I learned from my driver how to drive. She had some bad habits, but she was a good driver. She's my bus mom. You can turn left by the Kawasaki sign. This building on the corner.
Right after.
Yep. And there'll be a skate park up here on the left. Turn on the street after the skate park. So what had happened with this bus the day that it broke is Bryce and I were driving, and we had his wife and his 3 foster kids on the bus, and we were just having a good time. And the rear AC was on, and it worked great, but the pump decided to seize, and when it seized, the pulley doesn't turn, so the belt wasn't moving, and it burnt through the belt, and there was just smoke coming out everywhere. And I thought it was on fire, and I was like, oh my gosh, all my money's going up in smoke. But anyway, we figured out that it's going out the exhaust, because I guess you can smell it, which doesn't instill confidence. So when it's healthy again, you'll have to come back, and we'll go further than mend it. I've been wanting to take it on a longer trip, so about the longest.
You can bring it to see mine.
There we go. The longest I've driven it is from Kerlin, which was where I bought it.
Wow.
Which is like 2 hours, and it did great. Then we had to go and mess it up because before the whole overheating thing, it was just, it didn't use coolant, it didn't use oil, it was great. But it can be fixed. It may break me, but
I'm getting those brakes.
are you getting used to them?
Huh?
Oh, the brakes on your
I'm
bus.
talking about brakes on my bus.
But are you getting used to these?
Yeah. You have to remind me what the time is.
Next street.
This one here?
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it would be that expensive, but what do I know? Like all new lines totally, or just sections?
Oh, they, so first they quoted me to redo the whole braking system. Front to back.
Ooh.
That was the one that almost gave me a heart attack.
Ooh.
And then I told them, I said, no, I can't do that. You know, unless y'all have some type of payment plan, I can't do that. So I said, only fix right now what's needed. So the fleet, you know, and the pads and the rotors, and, you know. They're like, okay, but you know, after a while, you know, I know, I'll bring it back later, but I don't have that type of money right now. I can't
Right.
do that.
Oh no, they didn't. I'm guessing the mechanic was touching things up there with his greasy hands.
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice that?
Not until you said something.
Think about it. I'm like, you probably sitting here like, his bus is filthy.
Oh, no, I didn't. I want to go on one of those country roads like you.
Oh. Left.
I'll get in my bus and take it back home.
I'd be like,
oh my gosh, what is going on?
I don't know how to drive this anymore.
Right.
Well, the first day I drove a Transit, like my first day of just go up around the curve, keep going straight, and then go around the curve. The first day I drove it, when I was done for the day, I was totally wiped out. I got in my car to go home, and I was like, I don't even, what is this? I can't drive this. Because I was like, I was hopped up because it was so awesome to drive. Make a left.
That little red dot still in the corner of the screen?
Yep. You're at 14 minutes.
I know it cuts off sometimes, but I don't remember. We'll have to be back now.
And then make a right at the stop sign.
You ever take it to the Secretary of State?
My appointment's Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah. Haven't told them at work that I got to be in Sturgis by 1:30 somehow. Make a right on Railroad Street. There are no railroad crossings though, so you lucked out. Of course, right now I'm incognito. I don't have any school bus signs, so I've just been blowing over them.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not really incognito because you can still see a big yellow something. But I'll just make it sure you know.
And then just follow this. Then in a couple miles there'll be a stop sign, make a right. I can tell you're a conventional driver.
How do you know that?
Because you're way right. It's the thing, like, because you sit more in the middle in a conventional. So like you'll get used to, like, when it looks like your left knee is on the line, you're like right next to the line. Because that was the biggest, well, I don't know what it was. Because I had never driven a conventional when I drove a transit. So I just got in it and did my thing and it went all right. When I drove a conventional, I was like, you sit in the middle? I'm like, the window post is like right here. I'm like in the middle of the bus. So I had the opposite problem. I was like on the yellow line and I had tons of room over here on the shoulder. And then I got used to it.
I don't think I'm doing that bad for the first time.
Nah. I think people think about it too much.
Do what?
I think people think about it too much. Look, there's Taylor. I bet they don't have roads like that either.
It's dirty.
Yeah.
I'm totally intended.
Don't mistake the mix the pedals up.
I would hope I wouldn't do that. Except for the right way.
Yeah.
I will say though, the air brakes are very, very powerful.
You know, I'm not sure in what condition they are, but they seem fine.
Yeah, they do. But I've never driven the air brakes before, so
well, they seem on par with what I would think. Like, the condition that they sold this bus in is just remarkable. Like, they didn't give a crap. They just left everything. Warning lights. I'm surprised they didn't leave their radio on hard drive. The tires are, the rear tires are almost brand new. The rims look great.
I had to spray paint mine, and then I ran out of spray paint. So half, the right side is done, the left side is not, because I had a graduation event to go to. And I'm like, you know, only the right side of the bus is going to be shown, so that's what's important.
Take it right here. They just redid this. It's super nice. I don't know if I should tell you about it or just let you experience it for yourself.
Well,
Yeah. I'm just not going to tell you where it is.
You have to get that on video. You
I'm
know
not.
what's coming up.
I'm not going to tell you where it is, but just be ready. It used to be worse, let's put it that way. But it's still there.